Hey everyone, Morgan here. So I am extremely budget friendly. I love getting a good deal when I can find it. And one of the things that I love to look for is budget bug out gear because, let's face it, we can't all afford the nicer things in life, and unfortunately a lot of us are in a very tight budget these days, and that's okay. Anyone can get prepared on any type of budget. Even poor college students. I promise you can be prepared. Trust me, you don't have to have all the nice and fancy and expensive things that you see on all these YouTube reviews. Now, there are some things that it would be good to spend a little bit more money on for sure, but there are some things that work just fine on a nice, friendly budget. And there will be things that you will have to save for and buy at a later time. And that's okay. The main thing to keep in mind about being prepared is that you don't have to be prepared today. Yes, it's good to get a start today, but you don't have to be totally 1,000% prepared all today. It takes time. So my suggestion is start today, no matter what your budget is. Start with one item, get an item a week or an item a month or something like that. In the meantime, you can start learning. The internet is filled with knowledge. YouTube and Facebook and online forums filled with knowledge that you can start learning today for free. And I'm gonna actually post a whole bunch of those links and ones that I know of down in the description. But just Google, survival blogs, YouTube channels, prepper YouTube channels, prepper forums. All of these things will have free information for you to start learning today. And while you're learning, you can create a list of gear that you want or need, and then over time, you'll collect that gear, get it together, and boom. Okay, whenever we talk about budget, people always assume that whatever gear that you get is going to be really crappy and cheap, and it's just gonna fall apart immediately. Kind of like all the gear from the dollar store. But let me assure you that while some gear, as I said before, you'll want to spend a little bit more money on, there's a lot of gear that you can spend $1 or $10 or $20 on, and it'll be great, perfect. I have so much gear that is pretty inexpensive, and it's lasted me an incredibly long time, much longer than I ever thought it would. But all the gear that I have, whether budget or not, I use on a regular basis. And it's not better than nothing. It's actually something that I can rely on. Let's start with the bag. The bag is probably going to be one of the most important things that you're going to want to spend some good money on, but you don't have to spend a ton of money on if you don't want to right away in the beginning. This bag is from LA Police Gear. I've given it an actual review on it, and I'll have a card or a link down below or something where you can actually go watch that review. But I love this bag. I've had this bag for years and it's still holding up great, and it's never, ever, ever failed me. Yes, it looks kind of tactical, but we're not talking about bugging out here. We're not talking about using this for every day. You can use this for camping if you want, but we're talking about for bug out scenarios. This bag is $29.99 on the LA Police Gear website. And I bought it at $29.99 years ago. It stayed at $29.99 pretty much this entire time. The only thing it does not come with is it does not come with these two things attached to it. So really, it's just the bag. Kind of just ignore these. So it's really just the bag, but honestly, it stayed together. It's perfect. Another thing that you may want to consider is that this does not have an internal frame. An internal frame will really help you in comfort, but honestly, I've trained with this bag. I've worked with this bag, and this bag, even though it does not have an internal frame, is very comfortable. I'm not trying to sell you on this bag. What I am trying to tell you is that there are a lot of options with bags, and you have to consider what's going to be best for you. If you really believe that an internal frame bag is going to be best for you, then internal frame bags are going to be more expensive, so you will have to save a little bit of money in order to get that internal frame bag. But for me, for an actual bug out bag, something that I've trained with and worked with, something like this has really, really, really worked for me. So it's just something that you can keep in mind. But really do your research on your bag, really do watch those YouTube videos, and read reviews of bags on multiple websites, and figure out what is going to be best for you. Here's some gear that I've gotten from the dollar store that has actually been useful and it works, and I actually rely on it and keep it in my bag. Wet wipes, floss, Purell, actually the actual nail clippers, and you can get chapstick there. Glow sticks, candles, sewing kit, the cotton rounds and just cotton balls I got there. They are selling jute twine now. This is snare wire, which it comes in a pack of 3. Tin foil, they have hand wipes, petroleum jelly, and this is just a snapshot. A couple of things that I didn't mention were they have matches and batteries, they have lighters, and a whole bunch of Band-Aids and things that a lot of stuff isn't even shown here. In addition to the Dollar Tree, there are always these great sales at like Hobby Lobby and Michaels. I got this stainless steel bottle from Michaels for $2.39. And it's stainless steel. I've used it on a fire. I've used it lots to boil actual water with. I love this bottle, $2.39. Stainless steel, still perfect. And they always have like paracord and a whole bunch of good deals. And then there are garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, a whole bunch of different stuff. Farmers market that you can find a whole bunch of great deals. But keep in mind that that is very time consuming, because especially if you're looking for a very specific thing, but if you're just there kind of browsing, you know, one Saturday, Sunday, and you come across some good deals, that's one thing. But there are a lot of people who will go from garage sale to garage sale or flea market to find some good deals. Some good deals will also show up on Craigslist. In fact, just the other day, we listed a Tayton backpack for $20 because really we just wanted to give it to a good home. We didn't want a lot of money for it. We just wanted to see it go to somebody who's actually going to use it because we weren't using it. So we sold it for $20 on Craigslist, and we sold it immediately. So there are a lot of good deals like that from people like us who just want to looking to get rid of some stuff. So Craigslist is also a really, really good option. As far as food goes, a lot of people think that the only food that you can get for bugging out or bugging in is going to be freeze-dried food or MREs. Those are really the only foods that are going to be, you know, good. And of course they last so long, but it's not the only food that you can store, especially for bugging out purposes and especially for bugging in purposes. Now, if you like MREs, that's great. But they are a tad more expensive than the things that you can find at your local grocery store. Again, freeze-dried food, good, but slightly more expensive than the regular stuff that you can find at your local grocery store. So I'm going to show you some stuff that we found that work for our bug out bag and even work for storing for bugging in purposes. We actually made this MRE, at-home MRE, and it comes with, I really actually like these meals. They contain a lot of protein. And then we have some, I've actually done a review of this whole thing, but this whole pack I think cost us maybe $4 or $5, something like that. Maybe a little bit more, but I made this in 5, 16, 15, and the expirations are probably 2 or 3 years down the line. The one that you really want to look at is going to be this this one right here. Let's see, this complete meal here, because this expires 9/14/16, that's this year. So that's something that I have to keep in mind. The expiration dates at your local grocery stores are definitely going to be less than an MRE or freeze-dried food. You know, they're going to be 25 years or more, but these will be a little bit less. However, when you are trading these out, you can just eat them for a meal, you know, for lunch or dinner or whatever, and then just go buy another, you know, $5 to $6 worth of stuff. All right, then there's also packets of grilled chicken that we have. There's just add water to pasta, which works out really well for us. There's, of course, good old Spam. There's salmon. We have a good couple of those. There's tuna packets. And of course, there's your favorite granola bar or protein bar, or whatever you'd like to have. There are little packets of peanut butter, which work out really well. We also have some crackers for those. And of course, oatmeal. There's also instant rice and things like that. That I got all this from the grocery store, and it's super cheap. These are like $1 a piece. I think this was like $2.50. The oatmeal, of course, you come in a box, you get the pieces out. I think, you know, these are like, what, $2 or $3 a box. And then the Jif was like $2 or $3, and you get like a whole, like 8 of these or something in the whole packet. So very affordable. I think a lot more affordable than buying a whole bunch of MREs or Mountain House or anything. While I really like those, and we do store some of those, these are a lot more realistic when it comes to budget prepping. One last thing, do not ignore the prepper community. The prepper community is strong with so much great information, and it's just going to be an invaluable resource to you. YouTube, the forums, the blogs, the things that I was talking about earlier. Don't ignore the community. The community is going to be a valuable resource for you as a prepper in general, not just, on a budget, but it's just going to be a great resource for you. So get involved in the prepper community, and you'll be well on your way to being prepared, especially on a budget. So if you have any questions about being prepared on a budget, I love talking about budget preparedness. So if you ever have any questions about what gear might work, what won't work, those kinds of things, let me know. I'd be happy to talk about it or do a review for you so that you don't have to waste your hard-earned money. So just let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Good luck with your prepping. Bye.